Hey, hey, hey.
What's good? What's good? We are here.
I heard you are living the life. That's what I
Always,
heard. I don't know.
all the time, all the time. I'm living life like it's golden. You know what I'm saying?
Seems like it. You're shining bright like a diamond.
Seriously, I am actually so damn tired today. I mean, not today, this moment. I am going to use the last bit of bars that I have for myself to do this. And then I'm
That's
done.
living the life. Living the
Yeah,
life.
I'm
Well,
done for this.
good evening, everyone. We are the Poly Pimps, and welcome to the Poly Pimps show with Sky and Me Too. We are
Yes.
here every other Thursday at
Thursday.
9 p.m. talking non-monogamy related topics and life topics as well, health, you know, anything pretty much, but we lean more towards the non-monogamy life. And so if you
Because
have
we're about
questions,
that life. We're about
we are
that life.
about that life
We're about
exactly.
that life. Yeah.
So if you ever have
Uh,
any questions, you can always contact us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, the Poly Pimps. And you could also email us. I forgot the whole email, but I think it's the polypimps at gmail.com.
yep, it
All
is.
right, we
Yes,
got it.
it is. So tonight we are going to discuss, I think we've talked about it a couple times amongst each other,
Hmm.
but tonight we're going to talk about being jaded or being polyamorous because
Hmm.
people don't seem to think that it's really two different things. So I think we need to kind of go into what jaded is in terms of like as it relates to this particular subject. But I guess I'll start. Yeah.
Jaded or poly?
Jaded or
Can be
poly.
both.
Hey Jason.
Hi, Jason. Thank
Um
you.
so so basically being jaded or being poly. You can't be both. That's basically what we were saying. You tend to agree, right? Me too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So being jaded is there are folks who are polyamorous, or they say they're polyamorous, or they live non-monogamously, ethically non-monogamously in most
Hmm.
cases, and they are actually broken souls that are not really fully embracing what polyamory really is. And um, that's kind of the that's just like the surface level of what jaded is to me, as far as the best I can describe it. It's like they've had bad situations or bad moments in relationships, in monogamous relationships, and
And that
so
pushed them.
yeah, and it pushed them to be like, you know what, monogamy doesn't work for me. I think I would rather just have multiple partners and just navigate life like that. And that becomes problematic for multiple reasons. I can start, my brain is already like, do, 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 do. I can already see it. So, me too. You tell me, what do you think? Like, how do you describe being jaded as far as polyamory? How does that
I mean, I'm definitely
look?
gonna pick back on what you said. It's basically people who have had bad experiences in monogamy and they decide, okay, well, this is who I am when they're not. Because I've seen many people who are like that. And if, like, I look at you, I literally side eye you, right? Because I know you're not even about that life, but you claim to be just because your heart is broken or you're not interested in healing or addressing the problem. You just want to put a band-aid on it, which is I think what polyamory in that case will do for you. It's
Mm-hmm,
more of just putting a band-aid on your wound and you're
mm-hmm,
not taking care of it. It's, for example, like you know how sometimes A woman can jump from relationship to relationship, and then all of a sudden she's like, well, I'm lesbian now, I'm done with men. It's like, are you truly lesbian, or you've just been hurt so many times by men, you're thinking like, well, let me try the other side.
Right,
um
right. I agree
so
with that. I have an example just popped in. Cheaters. There are
mhm,
folks who cheat. They've been cheating their whole life from high school, from junior high school. Stay cheating. They've been in all these relationships, and they got the whole cheating thing down. Like, they can't be faithful to save their whole life.
mhm.
And then they listen to a podcast or something, and they're like, Polly, I'm Polly. I'm Polly. Yes, I am. I've always been Polly. I've been Polly my whole life. I've talked to people like that. I was like,
Yes,
I would talk to like a guy, and he'd be like, I was like, so tell me about your,
poly experience.
what's Polly about you? And they would be like, well, yeah, I was always, I always had a few women. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
I knew
always
how
had a
I knew
sneaky
how to
link.
juggle. I know how to juggle these ladies. You know what I'm saying? I said, nah, bro, that don't sound in anything like what we're doing over here. Just because you've had multiple partners doesn't mean
Mhm.
you've been ethical with them. And that right there is the wall that separates polyamory from fuckery. So yeah, no, and so when they start talking about, like, especially when you see them on these dating apps, and they're like, they're poly, but they can't really speak on any viable relationships that have lasted more than a month or two.
Yeah. It's
And
usually it's usually all about the sex. Hey Marie, hi Kevin. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Don't hesitate to jump on the
the
live.
chat. Oh
On
yeah, let me
the,
post the
yes,
link.
you are welcome to join us to discuss with or without camera. We love to have you guys.
Did I
So,
post? Okay.
all right. So you said your
Yeah.
mind was just going. So let's hear it.
Oh, oh no. So, like, one of them are like cheaters who
Mhm.
decide, you know what, that cheating thing is it's just not healthy for me. Like, I think I just want to be poly. Okay, that's fine. That could be a revelation. That could be a real reality, right? But let's
Right.
talk about the behavior of a cheater can also be under the same. You could still be a cheater as a polyamorous person. So
Right.
have you been able to work through your communication? Have you been able to have these conversations with your partner slash partners? Hey, Rhonda. Have you been
Wanda.
able to navigate communicating time and seeing each other, meeting needs? You can't just have multiple fuck partners that you can't actually cultivate relationships with. Like, that is all still under like that jaded, broken fuck shit type of shit. So to me, I mean, I know there's like a learning curve when you decide, like, oh yes, I want to live poly. I understand there's a learning curve, but like, do the work. You know what I mean? Read some
Exactly.
books, talk to people who live this way, because it's a lifestyle, right? Um,
Mhm.
I always also think that there are jaded folks. People are jaded when they are, and this is not this can go either way. But I do tend to think that folks are jaded when they are poly today and then tomorrow they're not, and they
Mhm.
can't really make a decision. Now, when I say that, I really mean, like, I could have one partner and be content for a long time because that's just where life is, and I'm just poly, or I could have zero partners and I'm still poly because it's the way I see the world. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how I see love. So that's
Right.
not what I mean. I just mean folks that are like, whoever presents themselves, whoever presents themselves to them in front of them, that's what they're going with. You know what I mean?
Right.
They
Yes.
are,
I
yeah, like, oh, I'm poly because there's a poly person in front of me. Oh, I'm monogamous because they're on the site, they're on those apps. Like, oh, I can do either. I can go either way. Really?
yes. Or, So here's the thing. I like every time somebody says I'm in a poly relationship, most of the time I kind of look at you too in that sense, because I just feel like I don't understand the whole poly relationship thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like I am polyamorous and I'm in a relationship with other polyamorous people. I respect that more. I understand that
Mhm.
more, because what is a poly relationship? I want to know.
it's a it's a it's
Is
it's a
that threesome?
it's a today thing, not a tomorrow thing. There's no future in it, in my opinion. It's like I'm just doing this right now.
Yeah.
You know what I
So,
mean? So yeah,
who
no.
in our audience is poly and who's jaded? Do you find yourself questioning what you are, if you're truly about the life, or if you just fell into this because you like, fuck it, I'm
You
gonna
didn't have
do
any
this.
other choices.
Yes,
I think
right.
I think
I
some
want to
people
know who in our audience feels anything towards either one of those things.
I I think that some people don't they like for me, I'll use myself an example. I'll talk to
Mm-hmm.
anybody of any persuasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I need you to understand what this smoke is all about. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
too many guys are willing to try poly. And
Right.
I'm not the beta tester. I've done beta testing already, and I'm just not the beta tester. So trying poly is so whack to me. I just find it so whack now because it's like you don't even really like I've gotten questions like, well, how does this work? Really?
Right. I've
How
never
does any
been
relationship?
I've never been the tester. Even when I was new, I don't want to say new as a polyamorous, but even when I was new to living as a polyamorous, I was not into anybody who was new to it either. We're not going to start this journey together because I, even at that point, I already felt like I was already that person. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know certain terms, which I jumped on all the work that needed to be done. There's always going to be work to be done because you never stop working on yourself. But I jumped on everything. I mean, for a while, all I did was polyamory, this polyamory that I listened to podcasts, read a bunch of books, um, to kind of help me truly understand where I'm headed. I knew what I wanted, but I also wanted to learn the ethical ways, I guess, the right way to do this. And um, also just, I guess, etiquettes and just different things about the life. Um,
Processing jealousy, processing our emotions, how to communicate better, all of that. I mean, if
right.
you're not doing that, then you're really not doing this. To me,
Right. So, honestly, I never really had like a problem with jealousy. So that was never a big thing for me when I was starting polyamory. I I'm trying to think what was major for me. Um,
wow, we have a respondent. Can I
oh,
jump in?
yeah.
All right, Rhonda says, I feel in my soul I am polyamorous, but I haven't been able to truly represent how I truly feel. Not jaded either. I've settled into a monogamous relationship on my part, honestly unsure about my mate. Very honest. I like that. Okay.
She said, I feel in my soul I'm polyamorous, but I haven't been able to truly represent how I truly feel. What do you mean by that, Rhonda? Like, do you can't you feel like you can't live that way openly? Like what how do you feel like you haven't been able to truly represent how you truly feel?
And feel free to jump on the line so we can hear your voice. But
Yes.
until she responds, I can definitely speak to that because I feel like I was living jaded monogamously. In other words, I was living monogamously, but I was jaded about polyamory, like the reverse of what we're talking about, right?
Right.
And
Right.
a lot of it had to do more so with society. Like this is all I knew. This is this is this was what you do. You find a partner and you stay with them and you have kids and blah blah blah, and be miserable forever, you know,
Yes. She
and
said,
work.
yes, definitely. I haven't been true to myself.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I mean, that's
Um,
hard, but that's how I was feeling. I was feeling like that for 10 years.
yes.
And I finally um ended my marriage on the period of um I mean, I knew it would be hard to create a new relationship out of the
Mm-hmm.
one you have. Like, hey, can we start over? Good, I have a great
Right.
idea. I have a
It's
great idea.
hard. I think
Can we start over? I have.
maybe if the person is on the same wavelength as you, it might be a possibility. But when you like two total opposites, I don't think it's a possibility to have a new relationship, to establish a new relationship based on polyamory. So,
Yeah, well, that's
uh,
what I was trying to do, and I wanted to do that because I was like, we don't have to break up. We could just stay together and be poly. But the relationship had gone to such a low. It would have been
mhm,
it should have been good once the relationship is good and we both agree to it. But basically, at that point, it was for me. I was like, I did ask my last question in the relationship was, do you want to try this like just for a few months? Like, can we
mhm,
try to open the marriage and date other people and see how that feels and see how that works? And he
mhm.
said, hard pass, hard no, no. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Guess what? I don't want to do this no more because I'm good. I want to live my best poly life and peace out. So that was it for me. But I was so into being poly, not into, that sounds strange. I was so sure.
Ready?
I was ready from high school ready, you know?
Mm,
So I was so sure that the whole one person thing was just not real to me. It
right.
didn't make sense. Um, I mean, I remember I had girlfriends I always had a boyfriend. I always had a boyfriend. I had like three throughout my life, three men before poly.
Mhm.
Um,
Well,
yeah, and like I would have girlfriends be like, "How you let your man go to a show with some other woman?" I was like, "Cause he loves that band. I don't care for it, and he has a homie, a friend that they go and they dance the whole night. I'm cool with that. I don't care, to be
yeah.
honest." But other people put stuff in your head like, "Oh, you can't let your man go out with other women." And
Right.
this was monogamously. This was like, "Hey, you're
Right.
free to hang out with whoever." I never had issues like that. So I
Right.
always knew that live your best life. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta be a part of the whole thing all the time. So, but yeah.
I mean, I've lived, I've felt polyamory since I was a teenager, and honestly, there are some milestones or, you know, things that I did in life. It was basically because I just fell into it because that's what you do, you know. You grow up, you get married and yada yada. So, I feel like part of my life was definitely more as a societal rule, societal norm. But it's because I was never, I mean, I don't want to say, I mean, now I know now that marriage is not for me, but you know how most girls, they have that dream, they have a plan, they're going to be married at this age, have this, have that. I never had a plan to be married. I didn't have a plan not to be married either, but I was not that girl who had the whole wedding planned. um, who knew what she wanted to do, how many kids she wanted to have. I just knew at some point I was going to fall into it. I was engaged when I was 22. We never got married because it was a long distance relationship. But I remember when we got engaged, both our families, because I guess in Haiti, we didn't used to have engagements. Not that I know of, really. You hear it, but typically it's like they boyfriend, girlfriends, they go for a while, families are intermingled, and then at some point the families they start talking marriage, and then they end up getting married. I don't ever really remember as a kid. Maybe it happened, I didn't know, but I don't remember any engagement. I didn't have it here. So was that you?
Mm-mm. What is that? Is someone calling your phone?
No, but I don't have that kind of ringtone.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Might be something in your house.
I have no idea where it's coming from.
Let me see.
Is it yours? Nothing.
No,
Nothing
I think
on
it might
here.
be a phone in your house.
It's not a phone. It was coming from the computer, but it was nothing. Lord, send help. No
No,
idea.
I can't.
I have no
So,
idea where that's coming from.
oh my gosh, I have no idea what that is because I don't have anything else open.
No idea where that was. But anyway,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. No
Yeah,
idea who was trying to call, but it seemed like a call coming through. But
right.
you sure that wasn't
But
yours? But anyway, it's gone.
I don't know.
Marie
But yeah,
says,
I
"Hey,
was
ladies."
never. Hi, Marie. Yeah, I was never that girl with the whole marriage plan, but I know now for sure that it's not for me. I'm glad maybe to say that I experienced it because now you know how like people are like, oh, you can't say you don't like it if you haven't tried it. Just like some food, when you're saying, oh, I don't like this, and they're like, did you try it? So I tried it, and I know for sure I don't like it, and I don't want it. But
I think
kudos
there are
to those who
aspects to we can have that this could be a whole nother show, to be honest. There are aspects to
do.
marriage that I actually do appreciate and do like.
But I think
Um
maybe that's a aspects of relationship, not necessarily marriage. Might be.
I
I
guess
don't know.
it falls under the yeah, it falls under the umbrella of partnership with two people and living together, that part of it,
Okay,
you know.
I get it.
There are parts of it that are okay to me. Period. Rhonda says, she says, yes, definitely have a minute true to myself. And then she says, yes, Sky, you hit it on the head. And then she says, I truly have to rep. And then she says, I have to deprogram myself and live out loud and not minimize my true self. That is very important. And then Marie says, hi, ladies.
Hey, hey.
So,
Ooh,
I mean, I think the
oh, so
bigger part of,
we got like big news. I don't know if I should announce it, but anyway, one of my friends got engaged, so I'm gonna celebrate her. I'm not gonna say the name. Well, two friends got engaged, so congratulations to my friends. I just had to put that out there because I
okay,
like to see people getting
okay.
married. I just don't
Speaking
like
of, I
going to
hate
get
marriage.
married. I know, I know. I like to see people do it. I don't want to because I like to go party too.
So here's the thing. I think that specifically for women, right? I mean, especially if we are representing polyamorous women, non-ethically non-monogamous women, consensually non-monogamous women. You know, we live in a society. I have several women friends who can't stand me, or I won't even say they can't stand me. They they don't want me to talk about another poly anything. They're like, please shut up, Sky. Please don't talk about that anymore. We can't get one motherfucking good man on any day, and you're talking about rotating your tribe. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Nani's in the building, and then
Marie has
oh,
a question.
we got a juicy question. Is it possible to be poly and bisexual at the same time? I mean,
Absolutely.
absolutely. But they're not even on
Like,
the same spectrum. They don't you can poly
right.
people can do whatever.
Bisexuality is your sexuality.
Yeah,
Um,
poly's not a
Being
sexuality.
polyamorous is your
Love
romantic
style,
orientation, your love style.
romantic
It really has
orientation. I
nothing to
like how.
do. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and your bisexual is your sexual orientation. So yes, you
Yeah.
can be both, but not all
In
bisexuals are
fact,
poly, and
if
not
you're
all poly are.
bisexual, if you're bisexual and poly, you are winning. You are winning because
Right.
these fuckers out here love a bisexual woman.
Right.
However, be careful of unicorn hunters because that's another jaded group. I was just telling you
Oh.
earlier, unicorn hunters are jaded like a mug. Um,
Mhm.
and what does that look like? So unicorn hunting basically is looks like this, right? In this is my view of it. A man is like, "Hey, honey, you know what? It would be really nice if we get a girlfriend for both of us. Don't you think that would be great, hon?
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, sure.
Okay. Even
Anything
though I'm
for
not
you.
bisexual, let me be
Anything
the
for
woman.
you.
Can I be the woman and you be the man?
Yeah, anything for you. Let's do
I'm
whatever
the
you
woman.
want.
Stop.
What?
I said I'm the woman. You're the man talking.
Oh, you're gonna role play. Okay, okay. Okay, so right, what did I say?
Sure,
Yes,
honey. Anything for you if that's gonna spice things up. Sure. Even though I'm not
what
bisexual, but maybe I could do that.
right. And the cool thing is, you don't have to cook as much because the other girlfriend can cook. And when we want to go out on our dates, we don't have to worry because we have a built-in babysitter. Isn't that great?
That sounds really good, actually. So you mean like a sister wife without the benefits of a wife?
Right. Well, she would be kind of like a sex slave, but like we won't use that terminology because that doesn't really sound
Not in
too
front of
groovy.
her. Not in front of her.
Not
Good.
right. So
That'll
yeah,
be our little secret.
yeah. So yeah, and then what she can do is she can clean this motherfucking house because ain't nobody got time.
Well, I mean, she should work too, because we're not about to support her.
Well, we can give her a room in the basement. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but she's still
Because
gonna have to pull her weight too. She has to work,
she's
baby.
gonna pay some bills. Oh yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay,
gonna pay
okay.
these
That sounds
bills.
really good,
She's gonna pay
actually.
these
That sounds
bills.
really
She's
good.
gonna clean this house. She's gonna sleep in the basement. She's gonna babysit. And when we want to have our fun with her, we'll have our fun with her. And if I want
Okay,
to have fun
so
with her too, I can do that too.
all
Right?
right, so here's the thing though, baby. I like she can't kiss you on the lips, okay? But you guys cannot have sex without me. I have to be there too.
Well, that's what I was saying. Sometimes I might, want to, when you're not here, just
No,
only like when you're
no,
not here.
no. Only with me. Like if
Well, no,
I'm not here, I don't want you guys to get your freak on.
that might become a problem, but we're gonna work through that when we get to that bridge. But we're gonna find this woman because she's gonna satisfy all of us.
And one
She
more
might she
thing.
might not be satisfied, but she gonna satisfy all of us.
Well, yeah, one more thing. You can't fall in love with her. Because if I start feeling uncomfortable, I have the right to end things. Like we can kick her out. Like because my comfort comes first.
Yes, absolutely. Whatever you need to be comfortable is the rule of the land, the law of the land.
Oh, I love you so much. Married for life.
That's gonna work. So you find this woman who's gonna be trashed, and this is real life, and this is being jaded because really, is that really polyamory? That's some fantasy Disney crap that is just so sad. And the sadder part of this sad story is there are women signing up for this daily. They're signing up
Yeah.
for this life because they're like, oh my God, I can get some like, get me a little apartment down there in the basement, and they only charging me $200 a month. But I gotta clean, stuff like that, and cook. I don't mind. I
I'll
like
stay
cooking.
with the kid.
So dumb. So yeah, that's jaded. That whole
Mhm.
situation is jaded because everyone is jaded in that. The man is jaded because he's trying to get his freak on. The woman is the girlfriend, the actual wife girlfriend is jaded because she's trying to keep him on whatever happiness she thinks she got to do to keep him happy. She don't even
Right.
like women like that. And
Right.
then
She won't even kiss.
this other
I mean,
new
she doesn't like women in that sense, but she's willing to sleep with a whole woman for this man.
no, not interested.
What if the
So
roles
that's
were
everyone
reversed?
in that whole group. They're all jaded. Everyone is jaded and
Yeah,
broken. So yeah, that's gonna be a no. But yeah, it's gonna be a no. That
a
whole
hard
that
pass.
whole word, huh?
A hard pass.
A hard pass, a hard no. Yeah. But other than that, I feel like, to be honest, I mean, I feel like people like for example, if you're gonna get married, right? You're
Mm,
supposed to, as from what I've been told, you're supposed to like meet with the pastor and get or meet with the elders, even if it's not like under like Christianity. You got to meet
right,
and study and make sure, like, okay, if you're gonna get married, how is this gonna work? Like, do the due diligence to be great at this thing because it's difficult, right? It's the same thing
right.
for poly. Like, if you say, I really want to discover how living this way will work and I really want to be great at it, do the work, study, talk to people who are doing it successfully, communicate better, make it happen, make it work.
I want to know, like, for our married people in the audience, do you remember having counseling before you got married, and what did that look like if you had it? Because I mean, I remember now we didn't get married in a church because I didn't want that at all. Um, but I don't even remember. I think like this, I don't know if he was a priest, but anyway, this person who was gonna marry us came with the package when we sign up for the marriage license or something like that. It's like you had to do like one session or two sessions. I can't even remember. I think it was one session. Basically, they just talked to you, but honestly, I don't even remember what the talk was about. Um, you know, but I feel like definitely there should be serious talk about what is marriage going to look like for us. Like, what are your expectations? What are my expectations? um because there are some conversations that the couple should definitely have. I know there were some things I put on the table, but did I really have a thorough conversation? No, no. um so I think that's something that we need to start doing, especially when we're getting married as grown people, and also teaching the younger people to have conversations about marriage, what it is for each person, and what it's going to be like. And also, every contract can be modified,
Mm,
because a lot of times we think, oh, since you said this, it has to uphold for eternity. That's not true. I mean, that look at the world where we are today. We do business differently, right?
all day.
So marriage is like a business too. We could negotiate this today and it works today, but in a year or 5 years, we have evolved, we have changed, we have grown as folks. So why can't we renegotiate our contract as needed? People always think, oh, you promised me this and you're not doing that. Well, obviously, what I promised you, I thought I could do it, but now I can't do it. So how about we look into modifying
I
what
agree.
we promised?
I said that a long time ago. about marriages and any type of relationship, just do a year to year lease with an option to renew, and just have
Right.
agreements, and then just kind of like after 1 year come sit down and be like, have stuff in writing. Like I've actually been counseling my son because he's
Mm-hmm.
engaged to his girlfriend. They've been together for several years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been telling him, like, I'm just telling you from my experience, I'm telling you from other people's experience, I'm telling you from shit I know, I'm telling you from all, have the hard conversations. Number one, stuff you already know that is not working, sort that out before y'all get married. And number two, have something in place when shit arrives, when the shit is comes in the mail. How are we going to deal with this? What is the strategy? I already see that they don't have a strategy for dealing with conflict.
Right.
And
That's the biggest thing.
it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna
Yeah,
happen, but
we're
you have
gonna
to
have
know how to deal with
disagreement.
conflict. I mean, that's human internet. That's human interaction. Like, if we don't know how to communicate with one another, I'm not even talking about living like in the work world, friends, strangers. Like, conflict will happen. People need to learn how to be better at dealing with that. But
Like this
go ahead.
today, as I was waiting on my son, well, we were at sports, and I always have all kinds of thoughts going through my mind. And I was like trying to remember the last time I raised my voice at a loved one, like somebody that I'm dating, somebody that I'm in a relationship with. I could not remember. Like, I have not raised my voice or argued with anybody that I've been with since I started this journey. You know why? Because I worked on communication, I worked on conflict resolution. Before, my conflict resolution was, you know what? You do you, and I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to cruise here and just let it blow over,
Right,
basically. That
right,
was my conflict resolution. Um, but now it's like, okay, I'm feeling a certain way about what you just said or what you just did. Let's have a conversation about it. There's no need for me to be yelling at you. There's no need for you to yell at me. And I promise you, if you yell at me once, that'll be the last time you will yell
oh
at
my
me.
god, why are you exactly like me? That is so scary.
Yeah,
So
I'm not in that
this
space
I'm not in
anymore.
that space I'm not in that space. So going backwards, my marriage, 10 years, we made that agreement. Actually, we made that agreement. So that's been a part of my life for a long time. And so we made an
Yeah.
agreement to never like do that kind of cursing and yelling and that whole thing. And it just stuck with me. So like when we have disagreements, or when we had disagreements, it would be communicated, and it would be like a long conversation for 6 hours, 10 hours, 12 days, whatever. We're still talking about this, and we talk just like we're talking right now. And then the relationship, we still ended it because I still wanted to be poly. Anyway,
Mhm.
so fast forward to now. I think I dated somebody who raised their voice at me, and I was like, I thought they went crazy.
Okay. See you later.
Yeah, because that's just gonna
You
be a,
got me
I don't know.
mistaken.
No, because and this is something I told my son. This, I think I told him today or yesterday. Be willing to walk away, because I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody got time to deal with no bullshit. And
Exactly.
that to me is a big reason that monogamy is so trash, because people are willing to tolerate stuff for a very long time, abuse, um, all kinds of crap, for a very long time, for the sake of just being involved with these folks. I tend to see poly people having multiple relationships that last for like a few months, several years, many years, whatever it looks like. It's
Yeah.
not till death do us part, because really people have died years ago in these marriages. These are
Yes.
walking dead. They live together and they're dead inside. There's no soul
Yeah. I
because
mean,
they want to stay married. Yeah.
it could become till death do us part, but if it's not a good till death do us part, you need to walk away.
Yeah. So my whole thing is, I'm willing to be involved and invested in this until it's just not giving,
Right.
you know?
Mhm.
And I feel like that's part of why people are jaded in monogamy. They're broken, and they are, you know, they're trying to take, I'm like biking without gears uphill. You're not getting anywhere. You're just not going anywhere. There's a
Mhm.
part where my legs will not no longer push this bike up. And so the only thing I can do is get off the bike.
Right. Before you
So
roll back down.
yeah.
You have a
Rhonda
couple
said, I didn't receive counseling with both of my marriages. Both marriages failed, and I respect that a lot. Me too. So
Yeah.
I think that
Um,
living in your truth is the ultimate life.
it should be the ultimate goal for
Should
everybody.
be the ultimate goal. I mean, it's just like when you think of like gay people who have to be in the closet, right?
Right.
I mean, we all get it, right? We all
Mhm.
get society's not going to view you in a wonderful light, etc. It's the same with poly, actually. I mean, it falls under that same. People are not really cool with it, and they're like uncomfortable. So,
I mean, the
um,
question I get all the time is, so don't you care how people view you? What are they saying? And this and that. I'm like, what they say is not my problem. And it's really none of my business because people have mouths, they're going to talk and they can talk whatever they want. As long
mhm.
as I know who I am, obviously, those people who are talking trash, they don't know me. They are not part of my life. They
Well,
have no significant space in my life. So I don't care.
and it's not that they don't know you; they don't know what this really is,
Right.
because they come up with something in their mind like, "Oh my God," you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They just
I
go
hear
straight
you.
into the dark matter, and
Right.
they don't really know what this all is all about, and they don't even want
Mhm.
to do any reading or anything. So
Right.
that part. But
So
anyway, I am so toasted, tired. I mean, can we?
absolutely. I'm feeling the same way. Well, so
We have to cut things short, but we could always pick this up on another.
right. I wanted to to say something because we Haitians, this is our month. It's Haitian Heritage Month. So we are celebrating our flag. Flag Day is going to be on the 18th. I know there's a lot of stuff going on back home right now, but we still celebrate no matter what with the hope that one day everything will be good. So happy Flag Day to all my souls out there. What are you
Yes.
doing for the weekend?
Say it again.
What are you doing for the weekend?
Oh, I'm uptown, so
I'm trying to go celebrate somewhere, for Flag Day or something, because you know, Haitians, we're loud about that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
but I will be in these streets this weekend. I am going to my friend's art show. It's tomorrow, I think. I can't remember where. Well, I'm being very bad at giving information. It's the Renaissance Gallery, I think. Whatever. But anyway, check out um anything that's going on in town for Haitian Flag Day. Well, you're in New York. There should be a lot of stuff. Oh, sorry. There should be a lot of Haitian stuff. You should go hang out with the Haitians for Flag Day on the
I look it
18th.
up.
I'm pretty
I
sure
look it up.
it's gonna be big.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I'll
Yeah.
look it up.
All right,
But anyway,
girlfriend.
my dear,
Have a blast. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Tuning in late. Wise guys. Wise guys. Is that how you say it? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to those who commented. Remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, the Poly Pimps. Share our YouTube videos so we can get some views. Share with your friends who are too afraid to watch live. Share with anybody, any family member, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband,
all your
anybody
all
you
your
think could
all your
benefit from our
boyfriends and all your girlfriends.
yes, could benefit from our information because we started last year in March. We've been at this for a year. So we have a lot of content for you to go through. Start from the beginning because we have a lot of detailed stuff that could help you if you are thinking about switching your love style and living your best life.
All day. Solid gold, baby.
Thank you for joining the
Anyway,
Poly. Have a good night.
alrighty. Peace, me too. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.